and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Thursday the 28th of September. I'm Nigel Croft. In this short video we'll be looking at the charts on the silver price, which on TradingView is the code XAGUSD. What we'll see is that on the weekly we remain in the downtrend. On the daily we're approaching key supports. And on the 4 hour, where there's no support, the RSI just might be bottoming. Let's have a look at those charts. So here we have the weekly. So each bar represents 1 week's trade. And you can see that on the silver price, we are definitely in a downtrend. You can see the pattern of lower highs and lower lows. We're actually midway up on the downtrend, just above midway. It's bearish that we came back below the moving averages. Present price 16.82 is below that 20-week 16.92. That is moving up, so is a positive influence on the silver price, but just isn't holding it at the moment. The concern will be that if we close below it this week and then move slightly down next week, that will start to roll over. You can already see the 50 and the 200 are moving down. When all three are moving down, that could give a push lower, and we could see the lower boundary on the downtrend being tested. The RSI has gone back below 50, 47.48, which is a negative. That's also broken its uptrend that it was in, without breaking the overall downtrend, which was a negative. And you can see that although slightly above zero, the short-term MACD is now flatlining and will approach the longer term next week if we don't move higher. Looking at the daily, so here each candle represents 1 day's trade. Again, the moving averages, which have been moving up, have offered little support for the silver price. We fell through the 20, we then fell through the longer term 200, then we did find a bit of support on the 50, but now we've fallen below there. As you can see, the 20 is now moving down quite aggressively and will give resistance to any upside. 50 still moving up, but that will start to roll as well. All this is indicative of negative momentum, and you can see that in the RSI. That is solidly in a downtrend, presently at 39.28, and the MACD as well, been signalling a sell, short term below longer term, and now the short term's gone below zero as well. So definitely indicative of downside momentum. Here there are some key supports. Now, that was a support level, the low of the 25th of August, but today we've actually been below there, so that's failed. The next support is coming in the low of the 15th of August, and then the low of the 7th of August. I'll give you those key levels later in the video, but you can see them on the chart there and there. They're the next key supports that the daily is approaching. On the 4 hour, here you can see there's actually very little support. The moving averages are all moving down. The only positive aspect to this chart is that perhaps the RSI is in a bottoming picture, actually in a very narrow uptrend, but certainly what you're seeing, slight non-confirmation. The low that we had last night on the RSI wasn't as low as we had on the previous low on the 27th of September, yesterday on the 27th in the morning. So that was a positive sign. That could be a sign we are maybe about to bounce a bit higher, but really realistically the 50 on the 4 week 17.05 would be the limit of any short-term rally. if it got above there, I mean, you're talking this next resistance level, which is 17.24 or 25, so 17.25. But really, I would say that 50 on the 4 hour will be the limit of the rally caused by this non-confirmation on the RSI. Okay, looking at the support and resistance levels. Resistance at the 50-day 17.12, 20-day 17.48. With those key supports on the daily, 15th of August is at 16.585, and then the 7th of August low is at 16.133. Many thanks for watching the video. The key takeaways from the video are that the downtrend remains in place. Daily is approaching key supports. If you look back at the video, I didn't mention it when we were on it actually, but there's a potential head and shoulders on the daily. Be aware of that. 4 hour, there's little support. Maybe the RSI is indicative of a short-term rally. But as I said, it'll only take us up to the 50 on the 4 hour. Please remember, these videos are my opinions and they're for educational purposes. They're not meant as an investment recommendation.